Hey, what's up, Reefers? I'm Reefer Matt, and welcome back to the Reef Cave. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Matt. I'm just a reefer like you. I just have a bunch of tanks in my basement, so I just make these videos to try to help. Don't try to sell you anything on here. So I just thought I'd make a little video today on for people who are looking to get out of the hobby, maybe, or thinking about it. Sorry if you thought it was clickbait. I'm not getting out right now, knock on wood. This is just a video for people who are thinking about getting out of the hobby. I've been there before, so I just figured I'd give you my tips for that. Yeah, I was looking around YouTube and I didn't see many videos for this, so maybe it's something that they don't want to make a video on. But I aim to help you out on all aspects of reefing as much as possible. So to get to it, if you're looking to get out of the hobby, everybody's situation is different. You may be moving, your lifestyle may have changed, you may have gotten a new job. There's a lot of different reasons to get out of the hobby. I just hope that your reason for getting out, or you're thinking about getting out, it doesn't have to do with your tank. Like your tank is just not going the way you want, because that's something we can change, and that's something that I hope to change here with you. So if you have questions like that on your tank, please feel free to reach out here, or I'm also on Reef to Reef. I'll try to help you as best I can, or point you in the right direction to get your tank turned around. So please don't let that be your excuse for getting out of the hobby. I know it's tempting sometimes to just throw it all away and say, you know what, this is too hard. But trust me, it's very rewarding if you want it to be. But first of all, I wanted to thank Erin from Reef to Reef. I believe her screen name is Eeyore is my spirit animal. She was my Secret Santa last month, and she got me this shirt. Check it out. I really like this shirt. So thank you very much. Sorry if my microphone was distorting there, but I really like this shirt. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get anything. I was just looking to give, and I got this shirt and some socks and stuff, and a cool keychain. I don't have it all with me right now, but it was just a nice treat to get it on. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's say that you've decided, you know what, I'm getting out of the hobby. For real, I got to do this. So there's some first steps. Take a look at your system. And try to, you got an idea how much you paid for everything, but just kind of, look at what you got, and maybe look at how much stuff's going for, and just know that it's a lot harder to sell the whole thing in one package, because, obviously you're going to want to try to get as much money as possible out of, what you got into it. But just understand that that's a hard sell to say, this tank right here, give me $4 grand, because my lights up here are like, 2,500, and I got all this. So, I'll put $4 grand on this tank and see how it goes. You can try that, but just don't expect a lot of traffic on that, because people are leery about doing that. Because one thing, they got to come to your house and take all this down, and that is a lot of work to take all this out, to drain the tank, to haul it all away. So people's time are worth money to them too, so you got to take that into consideration when you're pricing your whole system. So I myself, I got out of reefing in 2006. I was in it for about a year, and if you've been around for a while, you know that 2007 was when we had the Great Recession, or the start of. So that time was the time I got out of reefing, and I got a new job, and I ended up traveling to make ends meet, so I was hardly ever home, so I didn't have time for reefing. And then as time moved on, around 2012, I started working towards home, and then 2018, I'm like, you know what, I used to have a reef tank, now I'm home all the time, I want to get back into it. So that's my story of how I got out. And a lot of this Facebook stuff wasn't as prevalent back then, so it was more word of mouth at the LFS and some of the forums and stuff back then. But now there's a lot more options. You got Facebook Marketplace. I know that sucks, selling stuff and buying stuff for that matter. That is what it is. People are like, are this available? Is this available? And you're like, yes, and then you never hear from them again, so on and so forth. You know how that goes if you sold anything on there. So sometimes you just got to play the game on that. There's also forums like Reef to Reef you can sell your things on. Just if you don't want to ship things, obviously you're not going to ship a whole system like this, but if there's some equipment you want to ship, you can list it and just say you're going to ship it or not. But there's other avenues to list things now, rather than just relying on your LFS. But however, with the livestock and that, feel free to reach out if you have an LFS next by you, and ask them, say, hey, are you interested in this stuff, and see what you can get for it. Just tell them that, hey, I'm getting out, so I'm not really interested in trading. But that would be my first stop to trying to offload, if you will, your livestock, and see if your LFS is interested. And I always forget to explain what those acronyms mean. So for those unfamiliar, LFS means local fish store. It's basically, the hobby shop where you go and they got the fish and the tanks and stuff. So that's what LFS means. All right, so let's break this down. Like, where are we going to start? Okay, like say I want to sell this system here. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, but there is a right order, if you will, of doing it. I would start with the livestock, because you still need all of this life support system to support these guys in here. So the fish are going to be the hardest ones to get out. However, my tip on getting fish out of your tank is, if you can, turn just the red spectrum on your lights. If you got a red net, that'll help too, but they have a hard time seeing in red light. They will catch on after a while though, like if you keep missing. So you may have to, just come back later when you're doing it. But red light really seems to help. I've had success netting fish using just red light only. So I would suggest starting with the coral. And like I said, check with your LFS first, check with local hobbyists. You can try to get as much money as you want out of it. It's your stuff, it's your budget. Just know that depending on your timing, of course, the lower the price, the quicker it's going to go, obviously. So just take that into consideration too. If you have to move real quick, then I suggest pricing it as low as you can tolerate, just to get it out so you can move on with other things in your life. So yeah, I would start with the coral. And if you can get some of the fish out, that too. But as you get rid of the coral and the rocks and stuff, it becomes easier and easier to get the fish out. And usually an LFS will be happy to take the fish. Maybe so much not the coral all the time, depending on the season. But usually they like taking fish, so that might be a better option. And then once you got the tank empty of everything, that's when you can drain it. I really, really suggest cleaning it too. Don't just put a tank out with old coralline and algae and stuff. That's not appetizing or pleasing for anybody to see, a tank full of crap in it. So I suggest getting some citric acid, spraying it down, letting it sit and loosen up, scrubbing it down and rinsing it out with the garden hose. Make it look nice and presentable, and then try listing it for sale and see what happens. Okay, so say you're down to just the tank and the stand and maybe some lights and equipment. Just be careful on what you sell first. Like if you have a tank and a stand, Kitty's trying to get in 1 second. This is Katie, the reefing kitty. She's in here every single day. She was scratching at the door to get in, so I figured I'd let her in, but she don't like to be held up. But there she is. There's Katie, the reefing kitty. All right, where was I? Oh yeah. When you're down to, just a tank and the stand, I've seen somebody do this. Don't sell just the stand if you can help it, because what's going to happen is if somebody's going to want the tank and the stand, I mean, I know that's what I look for when I'm buying a tank too. And if you sell that stand first, this tank might sit for a long time and you might end up just giving it away or something. So just take that into consideration, parting the tank and the stand out. The lights and stuff don't matter so much, but I have seen where somebody sold the stand first and it took them over a year to sell that tank. It just sat in their house for a while. So yeah, getting out of reefing, it's your choice, but I just don't want you to think that reefing is impossible and you're just giving up. Really, I would like to help you if that's the case. I understand life changes happen for people and they have to leave the hobby, and it's a natural evolution, honestly. But I feel that there are a lot of resources now to help you be successful in reefing, and I'll try to lead you to those resources if I can't directly help you myself. So next week's my birthday. I won't say which day it is, but I bought my birthday present already. I ordered a box of Milliapora from Battle Corals. Just don't tell Adam, because I didn't tell him about next week, but that's going to be my present. So I'm going to make a video on that and see how things go. Millies are my favorite acropora. They're really my favorite coral. I used to have one in the middle here, and it just hasn't been doing so well, so I took it out of the tank and put it in the frag tank. But I'm hoping to find something that I can put back here as sort of my centerpiece. So be looking for that video next week, and also I'll do a January update on all the tanks, and I'll let you know how things are going. Hey guys, I don't sell things on this channel, and I never will, but there is one cause that I strongly believe in, and that's the Coral Restoration Foundation. I donate all the ad revenue from this channel, and I highly urge everybody to please help support them. What they do is they're restoring Florida's reefs as best they can. Florida's reefs have been decimated greatly over the years. So what they do is they grow out the coral that are endangered, and then they put them back in the ocean. And I think that's awesome, and that's a cause that I really want to support. So with all the ad revenue of this channel, I donate it to them. And if you'd also like to help them yourself, I urge you to please do that. So whatever's next for you in reefing, I wish you well. And if there's anything I can do, please feel free to reach out to me either on this channel or I'm also on Reef to Reef. I'm here to help. So with that, I'm Reefer Matt. Thank you for watching and happy reefing.